Wiggy with Raise Them Well, and we are going to talk today about some of the problems with traditional bug sprays on the market, and also tell you a little bit more about our brand new ToxicFree certified bug repellent and bite relief. So tell us, Dr. Wiggy, what are some of the biggest issues with commercial bug sprays that we see, even those that are marketed to families?
Sure, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to come up with our own bug sprays, because a lot of the ones that are out there, even the ones that are considered kind of natural, they are not necessarily that good to be putting on your skin, and really not good for kids especially. The big problems that I see with bug sprays, and this is looking more at the traditional bug sprays, but there are two main ingredients that I consider to be a no-no when it comes to, again, putting it on your skin, and again, especially when it comes to kids. One of those main ingredients is DEET. Again, this is the most common used ingredient to help keep bugs off, and it works well to keep bugs off, but again, it is in my book, it's considered to be a toxin, because it's a chemical, and we know that based on studies that it really is not safe for long-term exposure. There's been studies on this, and I know that the CDC has come up with actually criteria for who should be using DEET and who should not. And just having that distinction that certain people should not be using this chemical is telling us that it's really not safe for anybody, because it does say that for pregnant women and for children less than the age of 2, I believe, you really have to be careful with using DEET. And then even the older children, they do recommend that there's only a certain amount of a concentration of DEET that should be used, and unfortunately most of the bug sprays have a higher concentration than what is actually safe. So I definitely recommend staying away from DEET as kind of one of the main ingredients. And then the other ingredient, this is the other kind of one that's seen in most of the other bug sprays, is the permethrin. And you may know this, you may not, but permethrin is actually a medication that we use to kind of get rid of certain bugs, basically. So we use this for lice, and we also use this in scabies. So again, we know this works well for getting rid of bugs, and it does work well for repelling bugs. But also with this one, because it is so strong, it is also dangerous. We also know, based on studies with this, and the EPA has come up with their own guidelines, that this is considered a carcinogen. So this is considered a cancer-causing chemical. So again, something else that we definitely should be avoiding. So I say no DEET and no permethrin. Those that are two that you really should be avoiding. And then when it comes to more natural stuff, again, there are a lot more options now. But then what you really need to be looking for from the natural standpoint, does it work? That's unfortunately one of the biggest complaints of natural bug sprays, is that they don't really work very well. And what most of them are based around, and we also include this in our formula, but most of them are based around essential oils. And essential oils are good, and like I said, we do include them in our formula, but they're not necessarily the only thing that you have in a bug spray, just because it doesn't tend to repel everything, and it doesn't tend to last as long. So what we have in ours is actually a special ingredient called anaerobic seed oil, and this has been something that's been used for centuries. So it's been proven by use of it, and it really has been shown to help decrease bites, and it seems to kind of enhance the effects of the essential oil. So we combine those two things together, and we really think we have a nice synergistic formula that works well and is safe, and it doesn't have any of the nasty chemicals in it, and safe for the whole family.
And on top of that, it comes in an easy 3-pack, so basically you can have your bug spray in your car, in your diaper bag, in your kid's backpack, wherever it is that you need to have availability for you. They're in little small spray containers, so you're not hauling around something else in your purse that weighs 5 pounds if you're like me. And really convenient to use, really easy, very safe. We're going to include the link so you can check it out, and hope you'll do that. Let us know if you have questions, comments. We're always here to answer those. Thanks so much for tuning in.